instead of labor externalization, we are having modern slavery. So we are not permitted to go where exploitation happens. So,
what policy changes or reforms do you believe are necessary to protect the rights of girls in the workforce?
All right, thank you so much. That it becomes a little bit critical question to me, if in terms of if we are to talk about policies, unless you will allow me to make it wider or give it a different way, maybe of how we would have how I can tackle it. You know, when we talk about the labor forces and we talk about people get confused, and people have always been confusing what we are currently having in Uganda from 2005. Instead of labor externalization, we are having modern slavery. So it's hard for me to start talking about policies to, about modern slavery, because if it was that legit labor externalization, as according to International Labour Organization, there are many and good policies that would take up from there, and we have really a very streamlined labor force here. But because of what we have at the moment, what we are having in Uganda, it can never be, put in a better way. Reason being that Ugandans, we are being exposed to countries or to the destinations that never ratified the agreements in regard to human rights. So it becomes a little bit difficult for me to say we need this policy. Like I told you earlier before my sister Shamim, the question you had posed me, and I gave a good example that of recently I was on a panel and I had some honorable member of parliament who was busy suggesting all the policies, but I said these policies shall never work provided we are still exposing our citizens to the nations or to the destinations that we are pretty sure that they did not ratify conventions with labor organizations, the destinations or the countries that do not believe in human rights. The one that tried it is only Saudi Arabia. I know such information may sound a little bit new to people, but this is the reality. So if we are to think of what could be done or what could be put in place, is to first and foremost put on hold what is happening, and the government thinks of negotiating good deals with destinations like Europe, America, and others, but not Middle East. So this really makes it a little bit difficult. And because of something that I've always talked about, of the sponsorship system, even if we say that, okay, let us have data correction center, let us, do this and do the other thing, that cannot come to, it cannot be implemented. Reason being, the destinations that these Middle East countries have what really forbids us from doing what it would be done in order for us to have a very decent labor work. As I said it earlier, as I'm concluding about this question, is that when we say that let us monitor, let us come with a policy that we will follow up Ugandans in Middle East. Now, that is next to impossible, because the moment any Ugandan leaves Uganda and go to Middle East, you definitely subscribe to Kafala system, which will not allow the policy which you've made here to work in Kafala, in those destinations. I hope you're getting me well. And then even if we say, okay, each migrant worker will come to our office as overseas or in a ministry and have their data, you will die with that data. Because I remember one time I was in the office of the DPP, I think is the deputy DPP, frankly told me, Mariam, we do not have the capacity to prosecute such, to follow such cases, because we are not permitted to go where exploitation happens. So, having all these experiences and meeting people, and the research I've made, the policies we may anticipate at the moment can never favor us and can never change anything as far as work is concerned, provided we only still have destinations of Middle East. I beg to submit. Thank you.